like a hypothetical, see what it is you would say. So a population of people that I know are listening, and I didn't used to be this. I had a fear of success, not necessarily a fear of marketing. I had a
Yeah.
fear of success. So I actually wasn't in this boat personally.
Mm.
But some of the people, they have a great practice. So let's say it's a coach, because we have a lot of coaches. They've got
Yeah.
a great practice. Maybe they're a life coach, and they are doing certain things, and they're trying to, get on board. But, obviously right now, this is special circumstances. This is going on where we have the outbreak. I'm here in the United States. You're over there in the UK. There's a different energy. We've talked about this before that people are
Yeah.
kind of dealing with right now. So if they find themselves kind of like in this woe is me, boy, I was just getting ready to get started, and now a
Yeah.
global outbreak, and I make that, I'm like, I don't want to make light of it. People are dying. But
Yeah.
it feels like sometimes it's happening to you, just to you. You know what I mean? WTH. What is it that you would give maybe a thought or two if they're coming from that mindset or even that mind space, and they're feeling like they're scared, or they've got this other, anxiety? How would you shift them maybe a little bit more towards channeling that to a more, what I would call, positive business energy, if you don't mind me putting it that way?
That's fine. Yeah. And that is something that's a big issue and a big problem for a lot of people. And whether you're in business or not, there's a lot of people who are doing that, whether they're just employees or doing whatever type of work. Now, the biggest thing what I do as part of coaching, and I think all coaches will resonate with this, when I first stepped into the realm of life coaching myself, we were highly advised to have our own life coaches. So I had a coach who was with the same organization. So we were learning the same stuff. So she was having a chance to practice with me as a coach. And as a client, I was having that experience of having a coach. So it was a two-way learning. And the number one thing that came from it was taking responsibility from our actions and what we do, and that we have to take responsibility and ownership of where we are and our results so far. So even as I evolved and then started learning more about NLP, the NLP model also talks about this, and it talks about a cause and effect, and putting yourself at the cause rather than at the effect. So the example of that being, are we a product of what's going on around us, or are we the root of why things are happening around us the way they're happening? So when you switch yourself from being cause to being the cause of the issues, you start thinking from a perspective of, okay, if I'm the one who's created these issues and problems, I'm the one who can solve them. You start getting a lot more empowerment that way, by thinking, actually, if it is actually down to me, and it might just be made up, we don't know how it might be, but if we start putting ourselves on that side of the fence rather than this side, that the world, the government is doing this, so that's affecting me. The economy's gone down, so I'm broke now. Oh, people are saying and doing mean things, so it's making me feel hurt. When we go to this side and say, actually, it doesn't matter what's happening globally, but how I respond to this is how it's going to benefit me. Actually, anybody can say whatever they want to me. It's how I take it on board. If I want to absorb it or not is my choice. So not just taking responsibility for your actions. The biggest thing I support people with and help people do is start taking more responsibility of your emotions. A lot of us are in a default mode where we feel like we're on autopilot, so we automatically say, but obviously when somebody's swearing at me, that's going to make me feel bad. You're choosing to feel bad. You don't have to feel bad. And as you're unlocking, and again, this is the more NLP talk, NLPers will resonate with this, but our neurology is made up of things that we're used to and habits. So it's just playing out those same patterns. But when we can start retraining ourselves and rewiring ourselves, what we're doing is rewiring our neurology. So we're creating new habits, new behaviors, and new ways to react to things. So initially it would be hard to do, because it's a new thing and our bodies and our minds aren't used to it. But as we keep making that effort, and a bit like I'll give the example about going to the gym, if you keep going to the gym and keep training your muscles get stronger. So it's training that muscle memory almost.
I love that. It's what I heard, a lot of good things. What I heard was an acknowledgement that something's going on. I heard a let's make sure that a choice to absorb or not absorb that. I love that point. I also heard the ability to be able to, again, make a choice as to how you wanted to respond to those circumstances. I
Yep.
heard a conversation about blame or lack thereof. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the other point that I really heard there is, if kind of in summary, is if you're kind of feeling the hit economically, or you're feeling the hit just whatever, working from home, that you want to be transitioning that into business energy, into a business mindset. From my perspective, start doing some videos,
Yep.
update the website,
Yep.
shoot some, update the website. Oh, get some testimonials. I'm thinking video, but get the
Yeah.
testimonials.
Yeah.
Do some of those things. Maybe start a podcast. You've been talking about, people talk about, well, I haven't had the
Yeah.
time to do this, do that. Maybe start getting some more speaking engagements.
That's it. And the thing is, right now, it's about the way you're looking at things, and it's a perspective. And you know how I said I help people reframe? It's about looking at things from a different angle, because it's that saying that, I believe it was Wayne Dyer who said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Right.
Because the things are still the same, but you're looking at it from a different angle or perspective. It looks
Right.
different. And an example I'll give you is, like, a lot of people are now going on to online Zoom webinars, and a lot of people are hesitant because they're not used to online technology, or they're afraid of using videos and how they're coming across on a video. But when I did a online networking meeting yesterday,
Right.
I reflected on it, and I said, this is so much better, because I'm getting like one-on-one contact with you now. We're in a networking atmosphere, but they went out into these little breakout rooms where 2 or 3 people could talk to each other. And I thought, I can have so much more better conversations now here. If I was in a face-to-face meeting now, I'd be distracted about those people over there, and I want to go and talk to that person over there, and actually I need to take some time out to speak to that person as well. But when we're in that little room and there's only 3 or 4 people, I'm only speaking to them, and I'm giving them undivided attention and a little bit more connection. And little things that people have started drawing on. They're like, oh, I don't even need to worry about paying petrol anymore, or commute time I'm saving on because I'm doing it online. It's saving me a lot of time, actually. I'm at the comfort of my own home. Like, I was thinking to myself this morning, I was having a little giggle with myself. I don't have to worry about the shoes I need to wear with my outfits.
Right. That's
Little things
exactly
like
right.
that. Little things. And it's like, start looking at what's actually the benefits. There's always going to be things that ain't good, and there's always things that are good. Start focusing on more good things and focus on benefits, because they're there as well.
That's exactly right. I love that. I got a couple more questions, but first tell me a little bit about where it is